So that's one thing which I feel that Bobsy, I mean, not Bobsy, Babar Azam can. And if Fakar Zaman would have opened with Babar Azam, things would have been very different. So I wouldn't take Pakistan lightly. 80-20 in favor of India, but I'll give that 20%.
So, hello and welcome to another podcast on the boundary line. Today, we have a lot of cricket stuff to discuss. Obviously, we have the India Pakistan game to preview. We have the Ranji to discuss, Vidarbha and Kerala, the finalists for the Ranji tournament. We had a very nail biting finish today with in the Women's Premier League. It was Mumbai's first win. Yes, that is one thing. But to start off with, we'll see Mumbai has been knocked out of the Ranji tournament. Their batting has been dismal. It's proved now that Rohit Sharma is not the one who's the culprit for the Indian batting lineup as well as the Mumbai batting lineup failing. So Ajinkya Rahane was caught talking about a lot of PR and how he doesn't do much of PR and his cricket is his PR. But since the Ranji has reached the knockout stages, his bat has not done the PR work for him. Does his chances of getting back into the Indian team? It was quite bleak anyway. But after this performances, do you think Ajinkya Rahane is just done and dusted from Test cricket for India?
Um, See, Ajinkya Rahane, I mean, I didn't really like that statement when he said that if he would have had a good PR, he would have been in the cricket team, something like that. I mean, if you compare with the current OGs, like the way Ashwin had termed them, like the first batch or whatever. So if you
Yeah.
compare even Rohit Sharma with Ajinkya Rahane or a Virat Kohli with Ajinkya Rahane with the Chiteshwar Pujara and everything, you will see the difference in their caliber and everything. Like in terms of averages, like Ajinkya Rahane is averaging around mid 30s, I think, around mid 30s or below
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
late 30s, somewhere around that. Rohit
Yes.
Sharma is averaging at 40. Kohli is averaging at 47, 46, something like that. So you can understand why they are still there around in the team and why he is not. So he should not be blaming the PR. Coming to the overall Ranji performance of Ajinkya Rahane as well, it has he has got a few hundreds and those things, but those are in league matches which actually do not count much. Firstly, they are 4 day matches, so the possibility of a draw is much more. So these things actually, your what actually counts for your selection is the knockout, how you perform in those knockout matches, which are 5 day matches, and where you get, it's a do or die situation for you where you don't have a chance to come back, like a WTC final. Every match in a knockout is like your WTC final. So the kind of performance, even in this match which he had, it was not actually up to the mark, and he should stop refraining from making those statements. There were certain positives in the Mumbai lineup, like you can see certain players like Mohit Avasti, he batted really well.
Tanuj
Royston
Koti,
Rice,
Shams Mulani.
yeah, Tanuj Kotian, Shams Mulani, Shardul Thakur. To be honest, in out of 3 out of 4 matches which these people have, I mean, which Mumbai has played, even when Rohit Sharma was in the team, it was always your lower, it was always your lower middle order who used to actually bail you out, whether it's
Yes.
Shams Mulani or whether it's Tanuj Kotian or it is Shardul Thakur bailing you out. Even in this match, you could see it was Shardul Thakur again, Tanuj Kotian. Shams Mulani didn't play much. I mean, didn't he was not able to contribute much with the bat. But again,
In
your
the first
other,
inning, he did. I think he did not perform in the second inning. In the first
yeah,
inning,
in the first inning, okay, then in the first inning he performed. Second inning, it was mainly your lower, I mean, your tail enders who actually played, I mean, scoring well. So those really matter. Best, I mean, one of the most positive aspect I would say was of Shardul Thakur. He performed very well in both the knockout matches. He completed his innings with, I think, 3 fifers and four wicket haul. He scored around 550 runs around.
yeah,
So
somewhere.
that's one very big positive I would say, especially considering his career. It's not
Mm.
like he has been dropped, like he has not been playing for India from a very long time. Only after the World Cup 23. After that, he was not part of the Indian setup. But hopefully, looking at this performances, they would pick Shardul up. And one more other positive thing is that he's playing in the English county also for Essex this summer. So
Hmm.
that's another thing, and he's playing at a top tier. Hopefully, like the Indian team management looks towards him for selection, and if he's really not selected, then I don't think any player in the future is going to have that much confidence in the current setup. Or I
Hmm.
mean, in the current Indian cricket team setup, none of the youngsters in the future who rise to the ranks of Ranji are going to have any major confidence on the current team management.
So I'll frame it in a different way for you, Weber. So because it's very easy for this to be overshadowed that the Ranji is going on, but that charade of Ranji or domestic cricket is more important than that mandate which was given by BCCI that it is important to play the Ranji matches and the domestic cricket. Now, since the attention is all towards the Champions Trophy, but there is a serious format of cricket which is Ranji Trophy going on, and there are some great performances coming out of the Ranji tournament. Especially mentioning is Shardul Thakur. We only mention him specially because he does make a case of a back bowling or fast bowling all rounder for the red ball cricket where India is going to go play England. If BCCI really wants players to play domestic cricket, is it time for them to recognize this talent from coming up from the domestic cricket? Be it anyone from Kerala, like a Panchal from Gujarat, he played a really great knock of 148. So is it really time for BCCI to act on the mandate which they gave and pick some players on their performances based on their Ranji matches, or it's just going to be the same team?
I don't think they should be picking players from Ranji Trophy because that's not how things work. You need to have a big PR team. You need to have like 50, 60 million people following you.
You almost got me there.
All of that has to happen.
So
Only then you can make it to the Indian team.
yeah.
So yeah, probably Shardul Thakur was dropped from CSK. He's gone to some other team. It's time to leave him. Ajinkya Rahane, I would, in the case of Ajinkya Rahane, it's two-sided. On one side, he's got achievements, winning the BGT or saving the BGT for India, all of that. But as a captain, he's done well. As a cricketer, as a player, maybe not. And he had to make a comeback with CSK, but that didn't last long. That went away. But overall, I feel that the whole strategy that BCCI has got is still kind of undecided, or there's a lot of things happening, and what we see is all confused. There's multiple people working behind it. One side says that you have to follow Ranji Trophy. The other side says that there are players bigger than Ranji Trophy. So, and on the other hand, we have people blessing Ranji Trophy. So, if all that is happening, then I don't see the point in Ranji Trophy being the main, selection criteria for BCCI. And even in the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen a lot of influence from IPL, especially on the limited overs, and
Mm.
I think that has sort of filtered down into the test games also. So you've got T20 players now playing test, trying to play T20 in a test game and getting out within 20 overs probably would be a reality if that continues.
Mm.
And we would lose players like Shardul Thakur or you know, Tanush Kotia and Shams Milani, or even for that matter, Karun Nair could have been tried in Champions Trophy. He did really well in the 50 over format in
Mm.
VHP. Nobody cared. Even now, he's taken the team to the finals. Although he didn't have a stellar performance, he did his part as a captain. So when all that is
Mm.
happening, you still don't consider players that are actually playing well, and then prefer players that have YouTube shows or PR teams, or are always in the controversy. Uh, then you got to accept the fact that people are not going to watch or take this after a certain time, and that's what is happening. I feel soon we'd see that the Indian team might not play as good as what they were, or we would see stars like so-called Virat Kohli and others fumble like how they usually are, and that wouldn't happen. So that's the whole point. BCCI needs to reconsider, or they need to you know, get things cleared. They need to avoid rumors. and clear their mindset, or bring in the right people in the governing team. You can't have multiple people taking their own decisions and then spoiling the whole thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, it is quite easy to take your attention away from the domestic tournament as Champions Trophy is in progress. But we will stick to that mandate which BCCI gave, that domestic cricket is important. If it is important, prove that it is, and pick the players who have done well in Ranji Trophy for the Indian team. And that's what we feel should be done. Moving our attention to the big clash, that is India versus Pakistan in the Champions Trophy coming up tomorrow. As we have that wonderful backdrop from you, Weber. As we are comparing both the teams, who are the players to watch out for you in this clash? Be it from the Indian side or Pakistan side, who do you think would make a greater impact in this match, Weber?
India definitely, I'll consider, like, India has definitely got the upper hand because they've got a
Mm,
very good spin side and a bowling. The bowling side is sorted. On the batting
yeah.
side, I I still have a few downsides. Virat Kohli is one of them,
Mm,
unfortunately. So we can't
yeah.
help the way Virat Kohli has been, failing in the same way in every match, and it's become pretty obvious how to pick his wicket. But
Mm,
on the other side, you also got Pakistan, who haven't done well. Um, so the main players to watch out from India would be, I'd consider Shubman Gill obvious, and Shreyas Iyer from the batting
yeah.
side. I'd also consider Rohit Sharma because Rohit Sharma plays fast bowlers really well, especially in the first 10 overs, 20 overs, he can hit them out of the park. I wish to see
Mm,
that sort of Rohit Sharma.
yeah.
Kohli, I can't say anything because it's all out there in the open with the way he's playing. In the bowling, if they were to bring in a Varun Chakravarti, I'm sure that there'd be a lot more wickets falling much more quickly, especially
Mm,
given the top three of Pakistan usually fail to play spinners well. But you've also got a Kuldeep and Aksar and Ravindra Jadeja, who are equally, or much better than Varun Chakravarti in many ways. So I'm sure that players like Babar Azam would be easily caught out or you know bowled out by the spinners. Players to watch from Pakistan, I'd say definitely Salman Ali Agha, then the famous white lipstick captain of Pakistan, and finally I'd also consider somebody like Kushdil because they can come in he can come in and do something different. But on the bowling side, I still don't have much hopes for Pakistan. I feel that
mm,
the bowling is going to be a letdown because that's how it has been in the Tri Series also. They did perform against South Africa, but South Africa is not a very great side. So
mm,
they didn't perform well against New Zealand. So I'd say that Pakistan have got a okay or somewhat of an okayish batting, but the bowling is the concern from the Pakistani side. India is more sorted on that side. I feel India is more balanced, uh, and I'd like to see a Rishabh Pant instead of say a Virat Kohli or somebody. That would be a better addition to the squad. That's what I feel.
mm.
Anyways, we'll have to wait and watch what happens.
All right. Yeah, I'll take your picks from you, Jinansh, about this, but I'll frame it a bit differently for you. That is, their best bowler is considered to be Haris Rauf, and he's gone for an economy of 8.5 in the last match against New Zealand. And Shaheen Shah Afridi is not looking that potent. Naseem Shah is the only bowler who's trying to do some things, and he's getting something out of those wickets in roads in Pakistan. Do you think Naseem Shah can do any kind of damage to our opening batters? Rohit Sharma's weakness against left-arm bowlers is going to be a case, and Shaheen Shah Afridi is going to make the ball talk and get Rohit Sharma out cheaply. Do you think that is going to happen in this match?
No, one thing I have seen in Rohit Sharma's last, not this, I mean, last match, and previously in the World Cup as well, the way he was negotiating Matt Henry and Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt was
Mm.
there in the World Cup 23.
Yeah,
The
he
way he
was.
was negotiating those players. So
Mm.
I one thing what he does with left arm pacers is that he steps out of the crease and he plays. So I have no problems like that. Rohit Sharma will have a problem with left arm pacers. Even with
Mm.
Fizz, if you could see yesterday,
Yeah.
he was stepping out and hitting them. So that it gives him I mean, he's able to read the ball much better because of that. Because
Mm.
of the he has got problem with the left arm thing. So the reason why he steps out is that because he can read the ball much better and he can counter react much quicker as well. So
Mm.
that is not a problem. One thing which I have a like I doubt is, I mean, I think which will be good for Pakistan is that they bought in Imamul Haq. Now Imamul Haq, surprisingly, he has played a match already in Dubai. He
Mm.
has been their highest scorer in Dubai as well, before in Asia Cups and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So he played a domestic match over here against Bangladesh
Mm.
in Dubai itself. So one experience he has got that, so he can be that counter player. But what I feel that Imam Ulak was actually not required in this case because they already have an opener. They could have bought in an extra spinner.
Mm.
They should have bought in an extra spinner instead of bringing in Imamul Haq. But they have more confidence on their pace attack. They are seeing something which we are not seeing. I'm not sure why. So
Mm.
they are going with their four pacers, and India right now is considering like even Sunil Gavaskar, like read somewhere that Sunil Gavaskar was giving an interview with someone, and in which he put in an idea of playing both Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav and dropping Harshit Rana. Just go with two pacers, Hardik Pandya as all rounder and Shami, and then take all Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel. Like there'll be five spinners in the team because
Mm.
that's where Pakistan is actually lacking that because you could see in the middle overs it was Bangladesh. We were not able to take those wickets. Even Harshit Rana was not that effective.
Mm.
So that's the reason probably why he wants a Varun Chakravarti in there because he's that mystery spinner as well. No one knows what variations he brings in. Even their own team players don't know what variations he brings in. So, but at the same time, Kuldeep also has got a very good record against Pakistan, especially against Babar Azam. I think three out of three times he has uh, bowled out Babar Azam every
Mm.
time he has faced. So that's one thing. So I'm not considering Sunil Gavaskar's uh, thought on having Varun Chakravarti. It's not like I'm not at all considering it is. I think that could be that could be a game changing movement for India as well to bring in five spinners and go with two pacers.
Mm.
You have got Shami, you have got Hardik Pandya also, and
Mm.
you have got five spinners. So why not
You
give them?
also have,
Two?
you also have right arm quick bowler Virat Kohli.
See
Right on
that
quick bowling. Yes.
it would be. After that 2016 World Cup, he won't dare to bowl again. He
Mm.
bowled though, was in Netherlands, but not
Yeah.
against a quality. Not against above par quality team like Pakistan.
Yeah.
So overall, the pressure will be there for both the sides because you never know what Pakistan brings in. They have got a
Mm.
100% record against Indian Champions Trophy. I think yeah, they have.
Mm.
So so you never know what do they bring in, but they are actually under pressure at the moment because it's a do or die game for them as well.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. I feel. I mean. I don't know. I'm not able to believe that Pakistan is that strong a team for India to worry about them. I feel this is going to be the easiest encounter for India in this Champions Trophy. So they should just go out there and enjoy themselves. Um, I think the bowlers are not looking any potent. The spinners are not looking any. The only promising spinner they have is Abrar Ahmed. And the only problem I have with Abrar is like India has never played Abrar. So and if you see the history, whenever there is a new spinner, India has never played. They definitely give them a few wickets in the past as well. Be it Ajanta Mendes, be it someone like Sri Lanka, like Randeep. So
Yeah.
so these things did happen to India when there is a new spinner which they haven't played. So it might happen that he might come out as a surprise, but that depends on where when India would bat. If India is batting first, I don't think that's going to be there is going to be any problem. But if India is chasing again, and they're fetish for chasing, as we saw even in the Bangladesh match when Rohit Sharma was asked, "What would have you done if you won the toss?" and he said, "I would have bowled first." So if India is in that mindset that they just want to bowl first and chase it, I feel I mean it can be the match can be interesting, or to say it might go down to the wire if India chase. But if India win the toss and just go for batting, I don't think anything can trouble them. I don't think Shaheen Shah Afridis might even trouble any of the batters, because Pakistani journalists talking about this, that Shaheen Shah Afridi has rifts with the current captain, that is Mohammad Rizwan, and he is not putting that 100% effort under his captaincy. And these things happen. This is not something out of the picture. These things have happened in the past as well with
We
Pakistan
saw it
cricket.
during the match also. We saw it
Yeah,
during the
yeah,
match also.
yeah.
India
So
has
these
bigger
things do happen in Pakistan cricket. Go on, Vibhav.
no, India has bigger problems. The whole team is fighting against Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah, but that's not seen on the ground. But definitely, whatever rift is there in Pakistan camp, that can be seen on the ground as well. So I don't think it's going to be an issue for India. The only thing I feel I need to ask you guys is, are we playing too many spinners, or is there room for, as I asked in many other videos as well, that is there room for another fast bowler, and can India play all three fast bowlers on this wicket? Because if you see, even Bangladesh, if they lost those crucial wickets at the start, that was to the pacers, and then even at the end it was Mohammad Shami and Harshit Rana who were picking up those wickets. It was only two wickets which were given to the spinner, that was two, that hat trick chance which was there. So the spinners might create some issue when if India is bowling second. But knowing the Asian batters, I feel even Bangladesh negotiated the spinners very well, and I feel even Pakistan is going to negotiate the spinners very well. So I feel that there should be a variation in the form of Arshdeep Singh added to the squad in the place of Kuldeep Yadav maybe. I personally feel that India should go with three pacers. Do you think that India should go with three pacers, or it's fine with the combination of three spinners and two all rounders going in their Webber? Do you think there is chance of India going for another pacer in them?
I think it's okay to go with three pacers and three spinners because you've
Mm,
got your options. That's what I would do. But
mm,
what is surprising is, out of all the teams that are playing the Champions Trophy, only India and New Zealand have a lot more spinners than fast bowlers, or uh, equal number of spinners and fast bowlers. So I feel that um, it's necessary to have both spinners and fast bowlers, and spinners do
mm,
have an upper hand depending on when they get to bowl, how used the ball is. So those
mm,
things come into play when you play a spinner. So on just just considering those things, I'd say that it's better to play three spinners and three fast bowlers because you don't know how conditions will change. You could
mm,
certainly have a dew factor coming in and supporting the seamers. So that sort of thing might happen in Dubai, especially given that now is the weather's still not settled. You could still
mm.
have rains, or you could still have a slightly summer-like weather, but it's still not yet settled. So just for that, I would play three spinners and three fast bowlers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it does make sense to play spinners when you have five spinners in the squad, but that's just a personal opinion that India should go with three pacers. But the last question on the India-Pakistan encounter, it is quite obvious that India should bat first. But do you think India has another thinking around this, and do you think India is going to chase again, Jinansh, or do you feel that India is going to go for batting first?
No, firstly, like I wouldn't look much into what Rohit said after the toss, saying that I would also want to field first.
mm,
Probably it might be just to add that psychological,
mm,
effect on the opposition
mm,
captain. Same
mm,
thing he did in the World Cup also, where we all knew that it was actually a bowling first pitch, and then you bat in the end,
mm,
and then
mm,
you chase. So that should, so he probably knows that what had to be done. And other thing was that in the first match they knew that the stakes were not that much high.
mm,
Like, we all knew that India was going as favorites,
mm,
either whether it is chasing or whether it is defending the total. India was going to go as favorites in the match. So the
mm,
stakes were not high and the conditions were very foreign to them as well. One thing is that this is the first time that they are keeping a match in the first quarter of the
mm,
year. Normally the matches are held in the third quarter or the second or the third quarter when it's really hot, or during the summers the matches are kept over there.
yeah,
So the condition, so during when there was, when it's summer in Dubai at that time, obviously you you tend to chase the score because of the dew factor and all of those things. So you tend to chase the score. But in this case, the conditions were very foreign. They didn't know what to do, so they just wanted to try and test what else. How the pitch is behaving in, under the floodlights and all of those things.
mm,
So I think now, since they know the conditions, I think they will go, and if they win the toss, they should be batting first. But again, India has lost 11 tosses in a row. So I don't
yeah,
think India will win the toss again. Hopefully they
okay,
do, but
mm,
we never know. But they should be batting first if they win the toss.
okay. So your last question for you both is Zimbabwe, Bobsy the King. Is he going to make any impact in tomorrow's match, or do you feel it's going to be the same old story where he eats up the ball and the entire Pakistani batting lineup comes under a lot of pressure? What do you think about Babar Azam, Vaibhav?
There are two kings in this game, one on each side. Both of them aren't going to
Yes.
do anything. I think the fact is they've been named king. That's the reason why they're not doing anything. Just like how it's in chess, the king comes at the
Yes.
last, or the king never gets. So
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. So I don't think they will do anything. Once
Mm,
again, the Indian king is going to get out the same way or find a new expression when he gets out. What he's going to give. And then the other side, that guy, Babar Azam, is going to probably, fund the new Mars rover, which Pakistan is planning.
mm,
That's what he might be good enough for. You know,
yeah.
give them. Apparently, the cost is zero point 0.1 million Pakistani rupees, which is around 350 pounds, and probably he'll just fund that, get some name. That's all he'll do, not play cricket. But he's just there for the PR. Everybody needs to have PR, so he's
Yeah.
just there. I don't think they will play anything. I have zero hopes
Mm.
on Pakistan. I rate Pakistan just above Bangladesh because Bangladesh is Bangladesh. You can't help it. RCB.
नहीं जीतेगा हमारा मर्जी
Yeah, exactly. So just above that would be uh, Pakistan. But
है.
um, my main game for this group would be India New Zealand. That is going to be the decider, and
Yes.
that is the main match to watch out. Not India Pakistan. Is India
Yes.
Pakistan match, and the reason why that Netflix thing was released at this juncture was because you need people to go and watch India Pakistan. It shouldn't turn out
Definitely.
to be India Bangladesh just for
Mm.
that. So
Mm.
uh, I don't think Pakistan is going to play well. Let's hope for the best. That's all we can do.
Yeah. Jinan, do you think which king do you think is going to have a more
See,
impactful match?
both have potential to it. Firstly, Babar Azam is not an opener. Poor guy, just because Sai Mayub is not playing, he has to open. He's not
Yeah.
an opener. He's supposed to come in the
But
middle over.
now you feel that Saud Shakil and Imamul Haq are going to open and Babar is going
I
to come
feel
on
no,
top.
not South Shakil. They have got their third opener with them. They have got one third. So Imamul Haq was just promoted because he played one domestic match in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Right now he's playing, or he
Yeah.
played yesterday because he
Mm.
joined in today. I think. Yeah,
Mm.
he played
Mm.
yesterday. He scored over there 100, and then he's directly coming over here. So that is one reason why he was picked up. ahead
mm,
of an already reserve opener in case one of them gets injured.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now, since you have got Imamul Haq, you have
Mm,
got your third opener,
mm,
use them in that, remove
mm.
Saud Shakil. So that's one thing which I feel that Bobsy, I mean, not Bobsy, Babar Azam I mean, he needs to actually be at
I
number
mean,
three,
Hassan
number
Ali
four.
said that they call him Bobsy, so you can call him
Yeah,
Bobsy,
so
yes.
Bobsy needs to be at number three, number four. He has that potential. It's not
Okay.
easy to maintain that number one rank for a long time.
Mm.
Whatever he does, he has that. I mean, he has hit
It is
whatever, like,
easy when you play in only Zimbabwe, then it is definitely easy.
yeah, but whatever, like, he has maintained. Other players are not able to maintain. So I don't know why. Rohit Sharma has been in the top three from last 4 years now. He's not
Mm,
reaching top one. I mean, no doubt they didn't play a lot of matches also. That's one thing. They play a lot of matches. They play less test matches. So
mm,
one thing. But the main point what I'm trying to make is that Babar Azam needs to come at number three, four. You'll be able to see a new kind of a Pakistan. And
mm,
the main reason why Babar Azam played that inning, what I feel that he's going through the same thing what Virat Kohli is going through, like not to give away his wicket. And because the kind of criticism would come around if he gives
mm,
up his wicket again,
mm,
rightly so, criticism should come. So, but that was the main reason. So he did play a selfish innings, I would say, but
mm,
that was not in his, like, that's his natural game. That's how he actually plays.
mm,
He should have played in number three, number four, played that anchor innings. And if Fakhar Zaman would have opened with Babar Azam, things would have been very different. Fakhar Zaman would have accelerated the innings from the other end, and
mm,
you could have seen a close match where you could say that no, this Pakistan team has a chance, to do something good. But
mm,
since we didn't see that Fakhar Zaman intent, I mean, sorry, didn't we? Since we didn't see Fakhar Zaman playing in that match, that's the reason we are coming down to the conclusion that, I mean, and that's the reason why Pakistan didn't actually perform well. First 10 overs, 22 runs for 2 wickets. If Fakhar Zaman would have been there, the story would have been different and we would be speaking a different story, perhaps.
mm,
So I
mm.
wouldn't take Pakistan lightly. 80-20 in favor of India, but I'll give that 20%.
Yeah. So on that note, we have seen a rather, you say, easy or boring encounter today in Afghanistan and South Africa, where Afghanistan was trying to punch above their weight in South Africa, and they just were too clinical. South Africa by scoring 315 runs by batting first and then bowling them out for 208. So, do you think Afghanistan does have that mantle to go head to head with Australia and England in their next matches, or do you think they are really punching above their weight and they are going to be good fighters but not the winners of the matches or this league stage? What do you think about them, Weber?
So I think everybody underestimated South Africa after the Tri Series, because you need to understand that during the Tri Series, SA20 was happening, and a lot of people, like a lot of the players, were bound to their SA20 contracts, and they couldn't show up to play at Pakistan. But
Mm,
what changed from then is you had a lot of people who were in the SA20 come and join the squad,
mm,
and that's what changed the way South Africa plays, and that proved in the scorecard. You've got Ryan Rickelton opening. You've, before that, it was Temba Bavuma. Temba Bavuma was
mm,
opening for that
mm.
Tri Series, but now he's back to his
Number three,
usual
yeah.
number three, and I think they played a very consistent innings. Only Tony Zorzi was not playing properly. With even in the Tri Series, he couldn't perform much. But um, what I'd say is Afghanistan has in the past pulled off victories against Australia and from unthinkable situations. So they still have that mystery factor in them, but it's hard
Mm,
to say that they go and win the the next two games. Probably against England they might win, because England has shown their uh, potential in India, and I feel that they're going to continue the same thing in Pakistan as well. That's what I feel.
all right. So yeah, the last question of podcast, and it definitely has to go with Jinanch, is that what do you think is the reason for low attendance let alone Pakistan, but also in the Dubai matches for the Champions Trophy, is cared. No one is caring about the Champions Trophy because it's a 50-over format. What do you think is the reason, Janusz?
Firstly, I mean, all the matches have been kept on working days. The group is also as such, like India, Bangladesh, India, New Zealand, and then India, Pakistan. You would see a lot of crowd for India, Pakistan match because that is one marquee event.
Hmm.
The other ones, Bangladesh and New Zealand, you won't see a lot of crowd from New Zealand coming up for to watch these matches.
That is
They
also
are
on a
not,
Sunday, if I'm not wrong.
huh?
That is also on a Sunday, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will be able to see a turnout if it's on a Sunday because
Hmm.
Saturday, Sunday is a holiday, right? Now in
Yeah.
Dubai.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends. Depends. You can have Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay. So
Hmm.
that's one thing. So we'll be able to see. And secondly, in Pakistan, I don't know, like as we said before as well, like even the England team were not able to make out which stadium is that a
Yeah.
stadium or what. I mean, the kind of facilities they have been provided.
Yeah.
Facilities might be okay, but I mean, you're having a big tournament like Champions Trophy. Like we saw the hype around of the Champions Trophy during when it was held in England in 2013 and in 2017. We have
17.
seen the hype around. That kind
Yeah.
of hype you won't expect from non-cricketing nation. Like Pakistan is a cricketing nation, but looking at the kind of a letdown
Hmm.
Pakistan team has been
Yes.
doing,
Yeah.
like in
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
past 1 month, the
Hmm.
tri series and everything, Champions
Yeah.
Trophy, first match as well.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the reason why the crowd is not turning up, and probably this should be the last time they host a tournament. You'll see after the tournament. I mean, just think the T20 World Cup where there was a crowd much more than in Pakistan or in Dubai.
Yeah.
That went for a loss. What do you think will would happen for this?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
correct. Because even in the current Women's World Cup, the crowds were quite high. Even on the weekdays, when the matches were on the weekdays, the crowds were quite high. It is really surprising to see any India matches, be it on any day, they never go empty as
even
it was
during
in
that
Bangladesh.
Virat Kohli's Ranji match, there was a larger crowd, which I
Exactly.
saw.
Yeah, Weber, you wanted to say something?
No, I know the reason. It's because there are exams going on, CBSE boards, all of that. That's the
Uh,
reason why people are not turning up.
could be,
That's something
Oh,
which we need to consider.
could
I
be,
don't know
yeah.
about Pakistan. Maybe schools, even they've got exams. Probably that's the reason why
Yeah,
it's a lack of crowd.
probably.
yeah, that's
So
one thing.
yeah, it's another it's another failure of an event, I would say, for ICC in terms
Two
of
times in a row,
organization.
twice in a row.
Yeah, twice in a row. So it's, I mean, yeah, I mean that brings me to the end of this podcast. But if you want to know that why we are discussing the organization of ICC, the charity they have done by giving this rights to Pakistan to host the Champions Trophy, we have talked a long discussion over that in this podcast, and you can see that. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel, and do chime in with your comments with what you would like to see from us from the next videos. We will be back after the India Pakistan encounter with the post match discussion, and we will also discuss the Australia versus England clash, which is going around when this video is uploaded. So, yes, that will be us in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.